Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're jumping into the sources you shared with us. Really powerful stuff, actually. It outlines a path to financial freedom. But, it's not just about business strategy or stock tips. It feels much deeper.
It really is.
Our mission here is to explore that, to get past the surface level and really look at, well, rebooting your whole relationship with money.
That's exactly it. The sources cover, gosh, quite a range, from starting a company with basically nothing
Right.
to managing how we consume things, and even like healing these core emotional money wounds they talk about.
Money wounds, okay.
Yeah, so the goal isn't just advice. We're trying to pull out a whole new operating system for thinking about success and abundance. It's very much an inside-out job.
Inside out. I like that.
Okay.
Let's get into it. Section 1 seems to be about the starting point for business. And right away, it throws out the conventional wisdom. Find a unique idea, spot a market gap, write that huge business plan. These sources say that's basically backwards.
Completely backwards. They argue that a really successful business, it seldom starts with some brilliant original concept or market research.
Okay, so where does it start?
It starts with a feeling, an instinct,
No.
or just being pulled towards something you're passionate about. That's the real engine.
Okay, like the fluid agency example they give. This guy starts a marketing company.
Right.
And there are already 500 competitors doing the same thing nearby.
Yeah.
Seems crazy. But he succeeded. Why?
Because he was obsessed. Genuinely loved marketing. That obsession, that passion was the fuel. He wasn't trying to be radically different at first.
Huh.
He just focused on what he loved and, crucially, got really good at it. And this points to something important. Focus on what you love. Become world-class at that.
And the other stuff.
Everything else, the stuff you don't like, the admin, the bookkeeping, whatever you're naturally not great at, you outsource it. Or find partners.
Which is like the total opposite of what school teaches us, right?
Yeah.
Spend all your time on your weaknesses.
Exactly. The sources say that's wasted energy. Leverage your passion. Make it your superpower.
Okay, so passion is the fuel.
Mm-hmm.
But you still need a plan, right? Or maybe not. The sources talk about ditching the formal business plan for a mind map.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Like swapping a 20-page document for a mind map.
Yeah.
That sounds almost, I don't know, too simple, like doodling.
It might sound like doodling, but it's about strategic agility. The mind map wins because it's liquid. It's infinite.
Liquid.
Yeah, think about it. A traditional business plan. It's rigid. You write it, print it, and 6 months later, the market's shifted, and it's maybe obsolete.
Okay, I see that.
But a mind map starts with your core thing, your hobby, your passion in the middle. Then it just branches out infinitely.
So how does that look practically? What are those first branches?
Well, you might have the idea, obviously. Then maybe the team, the network, revenue streams. But the key is each brand can split again and again. So team could branch to potential partners, which branches to skills we need. Revenue could branch to current service and weigh out maybe future app or merch.
So it keeps you nimble, gives structure, but lets you adapt.
Precisely. You get immediate structure, but you keep that peripheral vision. You can constantly see new possibilities and adjust.
That flexibility, it seems to apply to the money side too, the revenue model. They say if your big goal costs a lot like launching some huge app, you don't just sit and wait for funding.
Absolutely not. You don't wait. You figure out a way to make money now, even if it's different, to fund that future vision.
Like the fluid agency again. They didn't charge by the hour, which is standard for consultants.
Right, they totally rejected that. Instead, they charged based on the outcome, a percentage of the client's sales that resulted from their work.
Okay, that aligns incentives.
Perfectly. And it gave them a creative way to scale their own income as their clients grew. Very smart, very flexible.
And then there's the Airbnb story, which is kind of amazing. We picture these tech giants starting with big VC money, but they began by selling cereal.
Literally selling cereal boxes. Obama O's and Cat McCain's, based on the election candidates then, they sold them at conventions.
Wow.
That simple, quick revenue stream, that's what gave them the initial cash, the breathing room, to build the huge Airbnb platform we know now.
So it proves you can start with something small, something service-based maybe, to fund the bigger dream.
If you're passionate and creative, yes. You find a way to generate value, generate cash flow first. And, this links to the bigger picture. To succeed like that, you have to understand what money even is.
Yeah.
Forget the usual ideas. The sources say money is simply an expression of value. It's neutral. Not good, not evil.
Just value.
Just the tangible form of perceived value, changing hands between people, getting that money equals value is like step one for real financial freedom.
That definitely reframes the idea of the rat race. Usually we think that means like a boring 9-to-5 job you hate. But these sources define the real rat race differently. It's living life constantly on the financial edge. Doesn't matter how much you earn.
Exactly. And the statistic they use is honestly staggering. So 78% of U.S. workers live paycheck to paycheck.
78%.
Yeah. But here's the really shocking part. That includes 1 in 10 people who earn $100,000 a year or more.
Wait, earning 6 figures and still paycheck to paycheck?
1 in 10. It just nails the point that high income means absolutely nothing if your consumption is out of control.
That perfectly illustrates the disconnect, like the Mike Tyson example.
Oh, yeah.
Made over $300 million in his career. Incredible production of value.
Yep.
But then bankruptcy.
Yeah.
$30 million in debt.
Exactly. Producing a lot solves zero if you have a consumption problem bleeding it all away.
Yeah.
So the real issue isn't usually income. It's psychological.
Psychological biases driving spending.
Yes. The sources highlight 3 big ones that trip us up constantly.
Okay, what are we fighting in our own heads?
Well, first, there's the ostrich effect. Burying your head in the sand.
Like not wanting to look at the bank account.
Precisely that. That feeling in your stomach when you know you spent a lot, so you just don't check. You avoid the negative information, hoping it'll disappear, which of course it doesn't.
You have to use a charge sometimes.
Yeah.
Okay, what's that?
Second is hyperbolic discounting. This one's huge. It's our brain prioritizing small, immediate rewards over much bigger future rewards.
Like choosing the new car now instead of investing that money for later.
Exactly. That instant gratification, the new gadget, the fancy dinner, the designer clothes, feels way more compelling than the abstract idea of, say, financial independence in 10 years. We're wired for the now.
Okay, and the third one?
Social proof, which is basically keeping up with the Joneses, but supercharged by social media.
Ah, the Instagram effect.
Totally. We see these curated, perfect-looking lives online, and there's this immense pressure to spend and project that same image of success, even if it means going into debt.
Right, keeping up appearances. So how do we fight these? What's the actual plan to fix the consumption habit?
The sources seem pretty clear. It starts small.
Very small, very practical. Step one is just awareness. For a month, 30 days, you track everything. Every coffee, every bus fare, every subscription. You have to see where the money is actually going. Understand yourself as a consumer.
Get honest with yourself.
Brutally honest. Then, step 2 is implementing budgeting. Systematically figuring out where you can cut back, minimize spending. It's not about deprivation, necessarily. It's about consciously choosing to live below your means.
Intentionally spending less than you make.
And before you even think about investing, before stocks or crypto or anything complex.
Here's a foundational step.
Absolutely. Step 3, build an emergency fund. This is non-negotiable. 3 to 6 months worth of essential living expenses sitting in cash, easily accessible.
Why is that so critical first? Because life happens. Job loss, medical bills, car breaks down. When that crisis hits, you use the emergency fund. You don't go into high-interest credit card debt or derail your long-term plans. It's your safety net. It protects everything else.
Okay, so managing consumption fixes the output side, keeping more of what we make. But the sources also talk about fixing the input, the mindset needed to attract wealth. Let's shift into that. This idea of abundance, which apparently starts with facing your personal money story. What does that mean?
Everyone has one. A subconscious set of beliefs about money, usually formed in childhood, watching family, absorbing cultural messages.
Like what kind of beliefs?
Oh, things like money is the root of all evil, or you have to be ruthless to get rich, or good, honest people are always kind of poor. Maybe just wealth isn't for people like me.
And if you believe that?
You'll unconsciously act in ways to make it true. You'll sabotage opportunities, feel guilty about success, push money away. You have to uncover that story to change it.
So how do we heal that? The sources get a bit energetic here. They say money isn't just currency, it's an energy.
They do. The idea is if you're operating from a place of like tightness, fear, anxiety, stress about money, that energy actually blocks the flow to you.
Okay.
The crucial shift, they say, is moving from feeling helpless, like you're just waiting for money to show up, to feeling intentionally helpful, focusing on giving value.
This sounds a bit idealistic, maybe, but they connect it back to business pretty directly. Generosity and gratitude are the gateway.
It sounds soft, but the application is hardcore business strategy. Take the Lewis Howes networking example.
Right, tell us about that. Yeah. He wanted to interview big names, but had no real platform yet.
Exactly. No leverage. So what did he do? Instead of asking for something, he offered massive value first. He somehow partnered with NASDAQ
Yo.
and offered every single person he wanted to interview free promotion on a giant billboard in Times Square. Their photo, a quote from the interview, huge exposure.
And he paid for this. He wasn't getting paid.
Correct. He spent money, invested his resources to give value away freely with no guarantee of return.
And what happened?
The quality of relationships skyrocketed. People were blown away by the generosity. That led to introductions like getting connected to Gary Vee through a guest referral. Doors opened that his resume alone never would have touched. It was generosity as a strategic investment.
Investing in the relationship, not just the transaction.
Okay.
It really is about the energy you bring. Like that restaurant hostess story.
Oh, that one's fantastic. She wasn't a CEO, didn't own the place, just a hostess.
Yeah.
But she brought incredible passion, energy, curiosity to her job, knew everything about the menu, connected with guests, made them feel genuinely special, just radiated positivity.
And the result.
She got 3 job offers from different business leaders sitting at the same table that night. They didn't care about her resume for their companies. They wanted her energy on their team. Her attitude was her currency.
That's powerful. Attitude is currency. So speaking of energy and attracting it, the sources give some actual practices, right? Like setting intentions or manifesting.
Yeah, they touch on that. Lewis Howes, again, adopting the mantra, money comes to me abundantly. Just repeating it, setting that intention.
And then he found that old penny.
Right. Picked up a 1945 wheat penny off the street, which, depending on condition, could be worth a lot to collectors. The point wasn't just the penny's value, but that he was open to seeing opportunity, to receiving, open to the magic, as they put it.
Being open. And connected to that is respect. There's an analogy about Lakshmi.
Yes, Lakshmi, the Hindu goddess of fortune and abundance. The teaching is you show respect for wealth in all its forms. You wouldn't step over a coin on the street, even a penny. You pick it up, maybe touch it to your head, a sign of respect for fortune itself.
Okay, so respecting money, even small amounts. How does that translate day to day?
It's simple, really. Saying thank you. When money comes in, a paycheck, a gift, finding that coin, acknowledging its arrival.
And when it goes out.
Also saying thank you. When you pay a bill, feeling gratitude for having the resources to pay for the service you received, shifting from resentment or fear around payments to appreciation.
Changing the energy around outflow, too.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've covered passion, planning, consumption, mindset. What about actual investing, building wealth?
Right. The advice here is maybe counterintuitive again. They strongly caution against chasing quick money hacks, get-rich-quick schemes.
Why? Isn't fast good?
Because, they argue, the speed at which you win without the underlying knowledge is often the speed at which you lose it all. You haven't built the foundation, the wisdom to sustain it.
So instead of chasing returns.
Invest in yourself. Specifically, invest time and energy in developing 2 core internal skills: courage and confidence.
Okay, courage and confidence. That sounds intangible. How do you invest in courage with money? It's not like buying stocks.
It's not about buying a course necessarily, though that could be part of it. It's about using money to intentionally put yourself in situations that build courage. Calculated risks.
Like what?
Maybe it's spending $1,000 you can barely afford to go to a high-level conference where you feel intimidated but know you need to network. Maybe it's quitting the safe job that's killing your soul to pursue your passion, even with less initial income.
Taking micro risks that feel uncomfortable.
Exactly. Those moments where you're genuinely scared but you act anyway. That's the investment. Each time you do it, you build that internal currency of confidence. And that, they argue, compounds faster and more reliably than any external financial instrument.
Wow. Okay, that ties everything together in a really interesting way. Let me try and recap the core philosophy for you listening. It seems financial freedom isn't really about chasing money itself.
Not directly, no.
It's about aligning your work with what you're truly passionate about, getting really good at that, then mastering your consumption, getting control over spending, and finally, approaching everything with this energy of generosity and gratitude.
That captures it well. Lead with value, manage your resources wisely, and cultivate an internal state of abundance. But there's one final crucial warning in these sources we absolutely have to mention. It's about the biggest trap of all.
Okay, what's the trap?
It's when you actually achieve the financial success. You have the money, maybe millions in the bank, but you haven't done the inner work. You haven't healed those money wounds we talked about.
So you're rich, but
You're still living in scarcity, mentally, emotionally. You're stressed, anxious, hoarding money, terrified of losing it, never feeling like you have enough, even when you're objectively wealthy.
Wow. Rich but still feeling poor inside.
That, the sources warn, is a deeper, more painful prison than actually being broke. Because you have the external markers of freedom, but none of the internal peace.
That completely reframes success, doesn't it?
Yes.
True freedom is internal. Okay. So building on all that, here's our final provocative thought for you to think about.
How can you practice giving more generously your time, your energy, maybe even your money in a way that feels genuinely significantly uncomfortable? Knowing that for the most successful, fulfilled givers described in these sources, that very discomfort is often the signal that real growth, real expansion is about to happen.